Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Modern Warfare tips and tricks video. In tonight's video, we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks on how to get a tactical nuke in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. A tactical nuke in this game is a 30 gun streak, so it definitely is not easy by any standard. You have to have a lot of things go your way. You have to have the right lobby, you have to have the right match, you have to have the right weapons, the right kill streaks, and of course you have to get a little bit of luck in it as well, because if you have, for example, on this map, if there's a player running around with the 725 who is at all a decent player, it's going to be very, very difficult to get 30 kills without him running into close range and cutting you down. There's other issues, like in this game, I had a player who was using overkill with the riot shield. Luckily for me, he wasn't one of those players who was using the riot shield in the front of him, sort of using it and then trying to throwing knife you. That can be very annoying to deal with. He was using the riot shield on his back to try to block bullets, and usually there's an easy counter to that, which is just to shoot them in, basically shoot them in the butt or shoot them in the back of the legs where the riot shield is below. But of course, with overkill being so strong in this game, you'll run into things like that where people are overkilling with the shotgun, overkilling with riot shield, and some other kind of annoying things. We're going to talk about how you can get a nuke in this game and a lot of tips and tricks. If you guys could drop a like on this video, that would be absolutely incredible. Let's go ahead and go for 772 likes. If you guys could smash that, that would be absolutely awesome. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. We're just up over 1 million subscribers and still growing, so I appreciate everyone new subscribing, everyone smacking those likes. It's really amazing. So smack it and let's go ahead and get right into this. So basically, I wrote down some tips and tricks on my notes talking about how to get this nuke and how you want to play it. Now, the first thing when it comes down to getting a tactical nuke, 30 gun kills is what you're going to have to do. So it comes down to, do you want to run the specialist, which allows you to get every single perk in the game once you get up to, what is it, like an 8 gun streak, or do you want to run with the lethal streaks, which have other things that can help you? Of course, when you use something like a Pavlo, which is the support helo like I'm using in this game, or if you use like a Harrier strike or whatever it is, those kills are not going to help you get towards that 30 kill streak. It's not like Modern Warfare 2. It's like, you know, Modern Warfare 3 where you had to get all gun kills, although that one was 24 with hardline, or more like a nuclear in like a Black Ops game. But even in a Black Ops game where you can cycle through non-lethals, UAV counter, and then VSAT, you really can't do that in this game, and it mixes up what you have to do and what, you know, your decision making comes down to. So personally, it comes down to either using specialist or using the kill streaks. And usually if you're on like a bigger map where the advanced UAV is the main kill streak, where that's not going to capitalize as much, and I think my nuke streak starts right here. This isn't like the fastest nuke or anything, but I play it really smart, and I'm able to play very efficiently off the start. And when I realize I have a chance at the nuke, smarten up a little bit, take my advantages where they come, and also stand back and make sure not to choke the streak. So what I was saying is basically on a map like this, because the advanced UAV, like in this gameplay, you get the advanced UAV at 12 kills, and I'm able to use that. I think I get 7 kills just out of the advanced UAV in this game, and that's because I'm comboing the advanced UAV with the Pavlo support helo. So the you know, streaks are kind of bad for going for nukes because they're so loud you can't hear people's footsteps, but there's no need to have to hear people's footsteps when you have the advanced UAV up, which points out exactly where they are. Even if they have ghost, it will still point them out as a dot, not as a little Dorito, which is kind of annoying, but it still is very effective. So that's what I say. Specialist, definitely if you're on a map or a game mode where you really can't punish as hard with the UAV and the advanced, but if you're playing on like Shoot House or, you know, Hackney Yard or one of those smaller maps, I definitely think this is the setup to go with. Now, personally, I would go with the UAV. Then I go with the support helo and the advance. Now, the UAV is self-explanatory, really helps you out even on those streaks where you're not necessarily getting a nuke. You get a couple kills. The UAV is very effective in this game, although you can't fully trust it because of people with ghost. And then the advanced is the thing that really, when you call on the advance at 12 kills, the advanced UAV has been buffed so it lasts 38 seconds in this game. It was kind of a secret buff where they didn't show it in the patch notes. It used to be 28 seconds, now it's 38 seconds. So you basically have 40 seconds where you have to go ham and get as many kills as you can out of that. And then once it expires, usually start to hang back. And that's why you'll see in this game, I like the combo of it with the Pavlo, because when the Pavlo is up, I think there was like one player trying to shoot down the Pavlo. There was in this game. So that's free kills if you're just rushing him over and over. And then also it's just distractions for the enemy team. And it usually, you know, it distracts you as well because of the footsteps, but it's not that big of a deal because you do have the advance. You can see here, right here, the bad thing, I did make some mistakes in this game as well. And of course I did get lucky. There was a lot of gunfights here where I think there was about maybe like, I don't know, maybe 7 gunfights gunfights. I was watching this gameplay over a couple times. I think there's like 7 gunfights or so where I was actually took damage and almost died in those gunfights. So you will have to clutch up some fights and you will have to get luck on your side a little bit. But the majority of the time when I'm taking these fights on, I want to be taking them where the enemy basically isn't even looking at me, where I either have the height advantage, which is such a key in this game, even on a map like this where it's basically 2 stories, being above the enemy, there's so many places they have to look just because of the map designs in this game that you can punish with that. And you can see right here exactly, this guy's trying to shoot down with a launcher, and I'm able to win a sort of clutch gunfight right there against the Riot Shield player, and then be able to take that guy down as he is shooting it down. But you can see here I'm capitalizing. As my advanced is up, I'm able to get right quick onto a 19, and then once I realize my advanced is gone, but I still have the support helo up, this is where you want to start playing it defensively. And usually if you can, on a map like this, I was able to get from 12 to 19, which was huge. On other maps, you might not be able to get as much, but that's really why I choose to go with lethal kill streaks instead of the specialist on a smaller map like this. Now, as far as the actual perks that I used EOD, which is pretty much required because you're going to run into some claymores, you're going to get, people are going to try to C4 you, try to grenade you. For my second perk, High Alert, I think High Alert or Ghost are pretty much your options you want to go. High Alert was very helpful for me in this game because a lot of times when I'm peeking and I see, the High Alert is ringing out, I will just duck back down if I don't know where the enemy's at. It's sort of an instant alert, and if you have a fast reaction time, can be very, very helpful. And as far as a third perk, I think in this gameplay I had Tune Up, which honestly was kind of a bad idea. You'd probably want to go with Battle Hardened. Speaking of Battle Hardened, because there's a lot of times like right here, I get flashed, and I'm just lucky that this player didn't rush me, because if they rushed me as soon as I was flashed, I would probably be dead there, right? Or just have to spray and get lucky. So as you can see, I play it a lot more defensive here because I realize I'm on a 20-something streak. I'm going to sit back a little more. I don't have the advanced UAV. I don't have anything to help me out. So at this point, I'm going to be relying on, height advantage, which is awesome because you can sort of camp up in this area, which gives you height advantage. I'm also trying to block the backside with the Claymore whenever I can, and I'm trying to listen for footsteps, which is a major, major key. You'll see here, I think on the 30th kill, the only reason I get the 30th kill in this game, the guy rushes and sort of catches me by surprise, but I have my headset cranked up, and I immediately just turn to the side and start spraying, which is helpful. Now, mistakes that I made on this streak, one thing that I did is I was cycling through my dead silence, which is very effective, but the downside of that is because I'm running double field upgrades, I didn't really get many ammo crates, and I wasn't able to stick with my main MP7. I ended up having to pick up like a MP5 with ACOG scope, whatever, which was not the best at all, and then the SCAR, which really did help me here towards the end, but that's definitely what I did in this game. You can see here, right here, I'm closer to the nuke. I'm basically just going to play it defensive. I'm going to use my headset to be able to listen for people, and I'm not going to take any gunfight that's even going to be remotely questionable. That's sort of the play style that I go in with. Now, like I said, you can either go with specialist or you can go with the lethal streaks. The big thing about the lethal streaks is that you use the advanced UAV. You have to punish when the advanced UAV is up. If you're calling that thing in and only getting 2 kills, it's kind of worthless. If you're getting 2, 3, 4 kills, it's kind of worthless. You'd probably be better off going with the specialist. However, I think with a perk setup, like I said, I went with Tune Up, which was probably a mistake here. If you go with EOD and then High Alert or Ghost, depending on if they're using a bunch of UAVs or if you want to get the alert, and then that third perk probably as Battle Hardened. You can see right there, that's the last kill, and the only reason I got that kill, and luckily I did, because there was another player who had a height spot on me, and you can see how that player caught me by surprise, just because even though he didn't have a height advantage, I was looking and trying to scan down on the lower area, which is the most probable area, and he picks me off right as I get 30 kills. So really, really clutch to be able to get that. And the only reason I was able to do that was because of the headset and because of the footsteps being so loud in this game. Another thing is when you're using dead silence, definitely you want to, if you're starting your streaks up, you realize you're getting on a good streak, you want to be throwing down those ammo crates and using those as much as possible. But a lot of the time, especially on a small map like this, a lot of my streak, I was just cycling through dead silence because it lasts quite a bit, and it's very, very helpful to be able to push with it. But there was a time towards the end of the streak when I was on like a 25, I call in dead silence and I start to move out of the top, I don't know what the call out is, but that top sort of building area, where is probably the best area to sit if you're on a streak. And then I realized, like, what am I doing? I'm trying to rush right now and I'm on a 25 gun streak. I just run right back into the building, and luckily I did that instead of risking it. So that's sort of the play style that I would go with. If you are going with lethal streaks, if you're going with Specialist, it's more like you can just evenly flow it however you want, because your big spike, I guess your big spike comes at 8 kills or 7 with hardline, and then after that, there's not really any spikes. But if you're using assault streaks, your big spikes come when you get that advanced UAV. You have to sort of push that, as well as when you get dead silence. And then, of course, the last bit of the streak is basically just about playing it safe, taking your time, and not pushing it, not really risking it. Where I knew where I wanted to be on this map when I got onto a streak, it's pretty self-explanatory. You want to be up in that building because that's probably the best spot to be. If you're on a map like Hackney Yard, you probably want to be in one of the A or C buildings just patrolling. If you're on a map like Arkalov Peak, you want to be up in the buildings around B flag, or maybe even step back a little bit. It depends on the map, but definitely I think Shoot House 24/7 is a good map to go for nukes, but you do have to get a good lobby, because if there's a player running with a riot shield using it in front of them, or a player using the 725, it's going to be a lot harder to get your streaks. And that's why I think 725 with overkill is a bit ridiculous as of right now, but hopefully these tips will help you guys out on how to get nukes, whether you're using specialists, whether you're using assault streaks. And the main thing is using that advanced UAV, using your advantages of dead silence, and trying to keep up your ammo or picking up good weapons from the ground, which is something I kind of struggled with on this streak, but we're still able to get the nuke. Hopefully this did help you guys out. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I'll catch you on the next one. And that's about it. I'm out. Peace.